we expect the business will pick up to the 60 to 70% by Q2 or Q3 of 2021.
Really?
2021 will be the very important turning point for Japanese industry players because yes, everybody is same, all the industry players.
Welcome to crTALKS. In this series of travel readiness conversations, I'll be talking to experts, thought leaders, entrepreneurs, key stakeholders on how destinations and businesses are getting ready to resume tourism after COVID-19. Thanks for watching. I'm Fazal, your host for today. Okay. Thanks, Shaji. Thanks, Yoko-san, for joining our session today. It's a pleasure to have you, both of you, for our session. Today, I want to sort of discuss with you on a couple of things. One is, your thoughts on in the travel market in 2021. How do you see it? How do you see it evolve? The level of return to normal that we're going to see. And most importantly, I want to also focus on, how will technology help us recover, and how will technology also help, build visitor confidence and visitor safety and all that. So that's the discussion I want to have. Before that, maybe I will just start with asking each of you to make a brief introduction of each of you. Maybe I start with Yoko-san. Yoko-san, if you can briefly introduce yourself.
All right, thank you very much for giving me such a wonderful opportunity to share my latest insight with you. Yes, as Fazal-san mentioned that now we are surviving under global pandemic, so I am really looking forward to discuss with you how to do for the next step. Thank you very much.
Just about yourself, Yoko-san,
Sure. All right. I'm a co-founder of Food Diversity Incorporated, which provides halal, vegetarian, and vegan those food dietaries information with English and Chinese and other languages as well, focusing on tourists coming to Japan. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Yoko-san. Shaji, if you can talk a bit about yourself, yes.
Thank you, Fazal. Pleasure meeting you, Mr. Shinya. My name is Shaji. I'm heading the sales and marketing for Shaza Hotels, one of the very first hotel brands in the world which is actually advocating the halal tourism and halal-friendly experiences. Predominantly, our hotels are right now in the Middle East, with expansion plans from Asia to Europe. And right now, we have 8 hotels and retreats under operation, and around 4 hotels in the pre-opening.
That's great. That's great to know. I think we are all impressed with Shaza Hotels. I had the pleasure of staying in a couple, at least one of them, some time ago. Maybe I'll stay with Shaji. Shaji, your thoughts on, of course, we are having very difficult times now, but, with the vaccine, news of the vaccine and all that now coming through, almost, I think 3 companies have already announced some sort of vaccine. How do you see 2021 in terms of, your business? What level of return to normal are you going to see? What planning are you doing in order to look at 2021?
Yeah, as you rightly said at the beginning, there is no point of talking about 2020 because the story is same across the borders. Yeah. Again, a vaccine is the hope for everyone. 2021 is our year. I don't think there will be 100% back to normal, but definitely that's year of hope, year of comeback, and year of recouping back to normalcy. Not 100% though. We at Shaza Hotels, we are prepared for 2021 well in advance because by the time we reach the middle of the 2020, we already have decided that what should have looked forward and what should be prepared for 2021 to get a best 2022.
Right.
It's a great learning for everyone because till the Q1, hotels were doing really, really good. Yeah. the markets were really open and reaping the benefits of economy and pricing, and definitely things went down. Right now, all the hotels are open. We
Okay.
could see slight movements coming up,
Mhm.
of course, from the domestic market. Like all other hotels and business units, we were relying on the domestic tourism. And
Mhm.
surprisingly, our retreats, which are of a boutique experience, were never affected by the
Right.
COVID impact. Alhamdulillah, all the retreats were running at 80% and
Right.
above occupancy, and
Okay.
at a very high price, because what we understood during these days, people are looking for more of a social distancing measures even when they stay with their families,
Mm.
security and safety concerns for their families. They don't want to stay in a cluttered typical hotels, whether they still want to travel, a getaway, while the safety and security and hygiene is the number one decision making factor, not the location like before, not the experiences, but safety and hygiene is the primary concern for everyone. So our retreats were actually built in a way that they are separated from each and other units. A family could completely stay without exposing to other people or other families or other neighbors around them. So these were working really well. Um, and Shaza, we also have presence in Mecca and Medina. So that hotel has to be closed because of definitely the local laws. Now we have opened it. Saudi government is opening up the Umrah business slowly. Of course, it's not in a full form or not even to 10% of the actual form, but we could see that our industry partners are coming back to us with inquiries and planning for 2021. We expect the business will pick up to the 60 to 70% by quarter two or quarter third of 2021.
Oh, really? So you
If
see almost a 60%
to
picking up?
the normalcy, yeah, the pace we are seeing, but definitely,
Okay.
the government regulations of controlling the people's movements and opening the borders and even the travel between air bubbles. So this all depends. And again, the final answer is the vaccine, as we all know,
Yeah.
and there is an
Right.
uncertainty as long as that vaccine is not available. So definitely, we think 2021 is the climb up time towards 2022 where we expect around 50% to 60% above what we did in 2020.
All right. Okay. Thanks, Shaji. We'll come back to some of those points that you raised, but let me first get to some view from Yoko-san on how Yoko-san sees 2021 in a Japanese context. Of course, we have this still this possibility of the Olympics happening in
Olympic.
2021. Is still going to happen, and how this will play a role? So, Yoko-san, your thoughts on 2021 for Japan?
All right. Thank you very much for Zara-san and Serge-san. Yes, personally, I'm optimistic about the 2021. Of course, we do not expect so many tourists coming back to Japan, unfortunately. But in my opinion, 2021 will be the very important turning point for Japanese industry players because yes, everybody is same, all the industry players all over the world. Now we have to calm down. They have to we have to find out how to survive in small demand. But 2021, yes, the vaccine, hopefully vaccine is coming up, and some executives and businessmen will back to our country for the tourism first. So in that case, we have to welcome them in a new era, in new standard, which is much different from the before pandemic. So it means the Japanese industrial players have to be upgraded to welcome those wealth and executive people. Then, that is why my opinion is that the key word for 2021 to Japanese the tourism industry players would be the personalization. how to make executives and luxury people make satisfied to stay in Japan. Yes, Japan could be the safer place compared with the other countries. I mean, I'm talking about hygiene or the COVID-19 infections. If you look at the rate of the death, the people below 3%. So this is still considered as much lower than the other countries. But of course, I note your concern. The infections, especially in Tokyo, has been increased. But 2021 would be stabilized more. So again, I would like to say that I'm optimistic to welcome the people from all over the world, the tourists, and we are ready to upgrade to welcome those people. Thank you very much.
Thanks. So I think coming back to the discussion on technology, I think that's probably what I want to focus on, Shaji. Are you in your new planning in 2021 with all the issues that we are facing? Are you looking at how technology is going to play a role in all your businesses going into 2021?
Yes, definitely. Because as I said in the beginning, 2020 was a big learning curve. In terms of our client engagement at the B2B level and at the customer level. So when the COVID hit as like everyone else, like badly, the first thing for us was to react to the situation and to change the context to the reality where we had to imply or educate the market with the safety standards we have put in place. We also went ahead and got a Bureau Veritas certification on our protocol, which we have kept in all hotels, so that it's not any protocol while the guests need to have the assurance that this was certified by someone globally accredited. Second thing was using the technology. We have implemented our CRM systems where the guest has a chance to engage with the hotels even before booking and while booking, or meanwhile, while they're booking and even after the booking, to ensure what they require at the hotel, even to share their concerns or express their requirements for safety and hygiene requirements, so that multi-level engagement possibilities have been installed through our CRM, which is a very strong software. We invested in that. Even during the stay, we also understood the importance of Shaza App, where the customer can engage with our quality department within the hotels to make sure we are foolproofing the entire ecosystem where they are living. So technology played a very very important role in that customer engagement and customer satisfaction, which is actually followed by customer reviews through again the same CRM applications and platforms. At a B2B level, which was the main travel and expenses related to the organization, where we have to travel, meet the customers. To a level, of course, this which virtual platforms were existing before, but the clients seldom they wanted us to have a face-to-face meeting, and they were saying, we can discuss a contract rather in person, rather they were not believing, but now they were forced, so the market also got changed. So we had to invest a lot in our communication technologies, platforms, where we meet and constantly engage with our clients who are selling us the customers. So at the B2B level and the B2C level, we had to invest a bit so that we are equipped with the changing world.
So in terms of your B2C, you said CRM. So this is visible in your website or the booking sites, or how does it work?
CRM is actually doesn't be visible as a system because it's a backend system. So when you as a customer you book the hotel or get inspired about your destination, our CRM start working. So that once you made a booking or even didn't make a booking, but you came to our website and did some research on the rates and left, we get notified. So it's prompt us to re-market our products to the same customer, So we have another engagement level. So why you left, and so is it because of the pricing or is it because of any other concerns? So we can push our new product or a new offer, and then once a customer buy or conversion happens, the CRM then start messaging a pre-arrival
Right.
questionnaire. What you are expecting in the hotel? What do you want from the hotel? So that the customer can ensure his requirements are met. Then there will be other engagement 2 days prior to the guest arrival, ensuring the way to reach the hotel. You have any specific timing, so that we can arrange up the room accordingly. Do you early check in, late check out, and during even the customer checked in, while he's already in the hotel, the CRM system continuously engage with the customer and give us the feedback to improve anything he or she wanted to make a change during his or her stay. So that we have multiple levels of engagement to ensure that customer is happy throughout the journey, doesn't wait for end of the journey and react back, where the time we might have
So the customer is
not satisfaction.
interacting through an app through your CRM, is it?
Yeah, so this app work on the background. First is
Yeah.
the customer data, the
Mm.
email address and the mobile number. So we have this CRM will work at the inspiration level, where even if the customer doesn't have anything to make a booking to a specific hotel, we push that customer relevant messages about a destination which he was looking or searching in the internet. So the CRM finds the CRM finds the right target and start inspiring for the travel. So the
Right.
person gets inspired from the first level. The inspiration becomes a purchase. The purchase becomes a stay, and after his departure, we keep retargeting and remarketing our messages for other destinations and other offers, and to come back with a different offer. And meanwhile, the entire process, we also make him to be our loyalty member, so that he earns points and he can keep a track of what his complete loyalty redemption offers are available. So it's a bit strong CRM we had to invest into, but we see the results coming in from that,
Okay.
and how customers are valuing this technology.
Great. So Yoko-san, I mean, of course, Japan is known for technology, implementing technology in all areas. How is, is COVID-19 has accelerated certain technologies
Yeah.
especially for visitors? What technologies are they using or experimenting with?
Yeah. Japanese government is promoting the DX, digital transformation, to all industries, not only the tourism industries, but also the other industries as well. And I think that our technology here in Japan is almost same as the other countries, but the difference is Japan has a big opportunities in July 2021 Olympic Games. So this is a quite a big opportunity to test such technologies. So I expect that more overseas players come to Japan to test their technologies together with us. But anyway, so I'll talk about the DX, digital transformation, for Japanese industrial players, especially tourism industry players. Maybe this is also very good opportunities for us, because as you may know, most of Japanese people do not speak English, and even halal. Yes, last 5 and 6 years, thanks to Crescent Rating and Fazal-san, Japan has been increased the ranks on the global halal GMTI, Global Muslim Travelers Index. So, but even though we still are not so familiar to halal, vegetarian, and vegan as well. So if we use those technologies, we can check the customers, clients, guests, food dietaries in advance. So we can ready, right? We have the time to prepare for the suitable foods or enough good food for those customers. That is why the DX is very, very good opportunity for Japanese industry players, and the good chance for Japan to test such technologies, to show the result, to share the data with the other countries, to go to the further stage with the all industry players globally. Yeah, that is my opinion. I mean, my thoughts.
So, for instance, can you sort of give us an example of how technology will sort of help, let's say, a Muslim traveler having better access to halal food in Japan? What would be a kind of an example of a technology
Yeah,
usage?
before pandemic, the Muslim travelers they have to check whether the hotel can cater Muslim-friendly or halal meals with them or not. But using these DX, those
Okay.
Muslim travelers may check in
Before
advance before
advance.
travelers. Yes,
Okay.
once those Japanese accommodation or hotel or restaurants are ready to provide such information, because they need to know. I mean, the industry players in Japan also have to know what kind of customers are coming to their eating establishment or the hotels as well. So to make their satisfaction better, they need to go to digital transformation as well.
Okay, so I mean, it's like what Shaji is saying about
Yep.
through the investment they have made on CRM to capture
Yes.
in the booking phase and all that, and
Yeah.
integrate. I mean, people have been doing that for some time, but really integrate the whole thing into the whole system. From
Yep.
from exploring to booking to staying through a proper digital back-end digital transformation. I think, yeah, makes sense. Shaji, coming back to you. Um, I mean, are you looking at any technologies, especially when it comes to health and safety? I think there are many, hotels looking at it. And is there some angle that which says, okay, for Muslims we need something else? I don't know what that something else is. From you probably know, because you cater to that market from a hotel's perspective. Is there something that you're looking at?
So that is what I just touched on the beginning. So next phase of our CRM is the app. So during the COVID situation, most of the government regulations were also directing towards less contact or less human contact with the customers in terms of menu planning or menu menus and even in-house directories all became digital. So we thought, as you said, rightly said, integration of all these requirements into one place, which is the Shaza app. So right now, we are in the final stage of rolling out our Shaza app, where the CRM is already embedded, and plus we brought a lot of those customer avenues like menus. Without touching the switch, they can operate the room, like curtains and lightings and all those customer engagement points where you don't need to touch any physically any places. You can check the TV, you can change the channels. Everything is integrated into one app. So we are also looking into possibilities for integrating maybe the Qibla directions. In the app you can check for a Muslim traveler whenever he's in a hotel. It doesn't need to be much called for someone. You can check within the app. So we're trying to put as much as informations and system integration so that we want to consolidate all the human elements or engagement points into the app, and that app resides in the customer's phone so that there is a minimal touch from external people, and that's what we are actually now forward for. Most likely by beginning of 2021 we will launch it, and that will also reduce a lot of payroll costs. That's what we're anticipating, because that can bring in many elements and put it into an app.
Thanks. I mean, maybe I ask Yoko-san also and Shaji as well. People are talking about virtual reality and augmented reality. How that's going to play. I mean, the technology was already there for some time, but people are talking about accelerated use of that given the current thing. In your interactions with in your organizations and elsewhere, do you see some use cases for this which is of course people talk about virtual reality, create a virtual reality, for instance Shaza Hotel. um, I don't know whether this is something extremely useful for visitors, or how do you see this? All these technologies, virtual reality and augmented reality, and or mixed reality they call it as well.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so in my view, for hotels, this was a good to have or a luxury to have kind of features at earlier days. But right now, it's coming to be a must to have because the
Okay.
customer he is getting a lot of different reference points to ex- experience what he's going to stay for, what he's going to buy, purchase, or pay for. And the more you could visualize it, like before, we used to say a picture speaks 1,000 words, but now we believe that a visual or a video, a live moment, like, describes more than 10,000 pictures. So we all are moving to that level. And now, definitely, we have put our strategies in the future to have more visuals and videos, 360-degree visuals, virtual tours. And again, in one of the phases we have planned for B2B engagement is to have this virtual reality or VR, where they could see what they're going to pay for. And I'm sure the coming years, not even more than a year or 2 years, most of the brands will have a feature on their website to have this, which becomes a mandatory for because the B2B engagement is also reduced to virtual world, and we
True.
expect this investments make a lot of sense, and this will definitely make a lot of increased conversions.
Uh, Yoko-san, your thoughts on how some of the Japanese players are using, VR and AR technologies?
I personally experienced in one or two virtual reality services before. Then I feel that virtual reality could be bridges to real reality,
Okay.
because maybe we can consider ourselves that when we travel to somewhere, we have some candidates, right? So that we are thinking which would be the best for us
True.
this
True.
time. Then we do not know. We didn't know until we travel whether we satisfy or not. But now, thanks to the virtual reality, we can test before we travel. I mean, we
Right.
decided to destination.
True.
So that is why I'm saying that virtual reality could be bridged to real reality. Then,
That's a
of course,
great.
there are many industry players to develop such virtual reality services. But I really hope maybe that market also could be expanded to help our business. Maybe
Right.
that they make us upgrade that also.
Yes. Thanks a lot. I think thanks for sharing your thoughts. Just one last question to wrap it up. Shaji, from your point of view, because we are of course talking about the Muslim market, do you think there is a Muslim is there people of course keep asking us are Muslim market travelers' behavior going to change after pandemic? That's the question they keep asking. I think your thoughts, are they, will we see, or do you already observe certain changes in their behavior, or
Yes, as I said at the beginning, definitely more than the destination driven, they're also considering
right?
the safety and hygiene concerns a lot. The people's all of a sudden conscious and cautious about what are the features these hotels and destinations are providing destinations, especially during this air bubble traveling happening at the moment. And second thing, how their family is protected in all those areas. So definitely, the Muslim traveler expectations and their behaviors, along with other travelers, similar to other
Mm.
travelers, also got changed, and they also are using, for example, the biggest usage of technologies in the Hajj and Umrah industry, which
Yeah.
where the technology was very limited. They were using the very
Right.
traditional methods of contracting and rate channeling. That a complete change in the last 6-7 months. The rate distribution, the what we call the safety assurance, and the distribution of the room inventories all became digital now. So that's a huge. Even the visa issuance became so digital. So that's a great movement happening now. They also got into pace now with the rest of the
Right.
world, and
Right.
definitely we are forced to change ourselves with the evolving requirement at the client side or the consumer side, which is Muslim travelers.
Thanks, Shaji. Last question to Yoko-san. Yoko-san, of course, Japan has been continuously looking at the Muslim market for the last few
Sure.
years and building the capability and capacity. With this pandemic, is there is this going to continue after, or is there is some kind of a pause, because of all this?
Of course, the Muslim travel market is one of the market we have to look at. Of course, especially for the Middle East, Southeast Asia's like Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia. But next, we expect will come from the tourists from the Middle East countries and South Asia as well. Then if we look at the history, last 6 years, in 2013, Japanese government relaxed the visa to Thailand and Malaysia. Then Muslim travelers come to Japan. Then since then, only 7 years, right? But at that time, most of Muslim travelers came to the Tokyo, Osaka, or Hokkaido, such big cities. But how about now? They travel to local areas here and there. So if we look at next 10 years, their behavior or their travel will be the more active and more variety.
Yes.
So the Muslim travel market will be the one with a standard which we have to follow. That is why we need your support as well.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thanks for your thoughts. Thanks for sharing your thoughts, and we hope we'll catch up again on another call to discuss more on how you're managing 2021. Thank you very much.
Definitely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you very much.
Well, that's it for today. Thanks for watching CR Talks. In the next episodes, we will be talking to more travel industry stakeholders on how they are overcoming challenges to rebuild the travel industry. So join us on our next episodes. Until then, goodbye.